I'm not going to be on YouTube for this.
After September Sims committed her hate crime against Mike on Tuesday, March 7, 2023, he and many others reached out to the VA vet centers in attempts to redress their grievances. On March 8, the regional director, Mr. Tim Virgilio, called Mike back and let him know that as far as he was concerned, Mike was welcome in the vet center, but that he would touch base with the local director. On Friday, March 10th, after returning from vacation, the local director, Tim Staebell, called and confirmed that Mike was not trespassed and that he was welcome to come back and that Mr. Staebell would help him complete the intake paperwork. Mike arrived at the vet center Tuesday, March 14th, and discovered that the doors were locked. After knocking for a few minutes, Mr. Staebell came out and let him in. Once the paperwork was completed, Tim said he was going to have Counselor Brian Gray call Mike the following week so they could figure out together what activities and services Mike was interested in. Note: thus far, no one at the vet center, either visit, was wearing a mask. No one has mentioned a mask or any policy regarding one. This will be important on Ambush Day, April 4th. Mr. Staebell finally called on the 24th, 10 days later, to introduce Mike to Brian and claimed that he needed a copy of Mike's DD-214 and complete social security number.
I'm just following up. I know when we met last week that we had left it that Brian, who was gone on spring break with his family, would be coming back and reaching out to you to finish the intake process and get things going. And he is back. He got back a couple days ago. And so I just wanted to, I got you on speakerphone. I just wanted you to meet him. I wanted to personally introduce him to you. And so he is here. And Brian, you want to say hi?
Yeah. Oh, I'm here. Just want to let you know I'm listening in.
So when I'm done talking with you here, if it's okay, I'll put you on hold, and he'll go back to his office and he'll schedule time with you and go over the process of what's going to happen next. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So the last time that we met, I got some excellent information from you. When I tried to make a client record for you, I do need a full social to do that. It would not allow me to do it. It kept kicking it back. And as well as the veteran ID card was great to show me that you were a veteran. But eligibility is different with vet centers as compared to the other VA clinics. And so I do need a copy of the member 4 copy of the DD-214. And that's, every veteran's done that since 1979. It's not anything unique. Do you have any questions before I turn it over to Brian? Or
just the one. Is September Sim still working there?
She is currently, yes.
Okay.
If you have more questions about that, I'm not dodging it at all, Mike. I'm invested in providing you with the services, but it's, those questions they're being handled above me.
Yeah.
And so, Mr. Virgilio or Mr. Ferrara out of the district office might, better address those.
Okay.
But
what about the Section 504 coordinator? Have you talked to anybody about that? Making sure you guys have a primary and secondary on site?
I certainly have, and again, not dodging the bullet. I passed that up to them, and they are working on that. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I don't have anything new for you. I know the one other thing that I did want to throw out there, and it doesn't have to be right away, that we had talked about a release of information. So, if you are needing or requesting, accommodations or services that will enhance or ensure that you are getting what you need, I want to advocate for you, and I'll do that personally. But in order for me to reach out and to talk to either VA or non-VA entities, at some point, if you want me or anybody here to advocate on your behalf, we'd have to have a release of information is what I'm saying. It's a simple thing, but I know we talked about it, and you had some reservations, last week when we spoke about it. So I just kind of wanted to put it back up there and say, I want what you want. If it's needed, and I have no reason to believe it's not, then I'll advocate for it. I just need you to signing something just telling me it's okay that I can do that. And does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense, and I'll tell you why. Have you read the handbook that I told you about, VA Handbook 5975.6?
Yes.
So, like in Appendix B, it's the guidelines for you guys, for VA staff with providing accessibility to persons with visual impairment. So I highly recommend you guys brush up on that. And then you have Appendix, I want to say C is the appendix on cognitive disabilities, and I have multiple TBIs, so I have cognitive disabilities as well. And then there's Appendix D is I don't remember exactly if it was D or E, but one of them is psychiatric and emotional disabilities, which I have, and then one is mobility disabilities, which I have. So all those appendices give guidelines to assist VA staff with how to be accessible to some things, like what not to do, and some things specifically to do. And in order to advocate for somebody and to uphold their rights to equal access to the services the VA provides, this handbook doesn't require it. Section 504 doesn't require it. The Americans with Disabilities Act does not require the person with a disability to assign a medical release in order for them to get equal treatment. So that's what I'm saying. Like that part does not make sense. I understand it may be protocol for getting services with you guys, and I would be willing to sign that once September Sims is no longer working there. But that's why having a disability coordinator, which is also laid out in that handbook, is a requirement. Is that it's not all placed at your feet. It's placed at somebody's feet who is assigned as a disability coordinator, who has training and experience and has knowledge of what assistive technology is, and they can, even if they're not, then you guys have an affirmative duty to research, to do training, to stay current, to seek out ways to provide equal access, and none of that has a prerequisite of filling out a release of information.
Okay. Well, again, that's not going to be an issue for any of us initially here at all. So,
Okay.
And my leadership is working on that. And as far as the interpretation of that and how it's laid out, again, I would invite you to reach out to the district office and get a clarification from them.
Now, you said that you can still receive services without a release of information. It's just that you guys wouldn't be able to contact like the VHA and exchange records. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Then I'll talk to Brian and we'll schedule something. We can bring in the DD-214 and get stuff moving.
Awesome.
Hey, this is Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is Brian Gray.
Hey.
Did you know where the clinic is on R. Jackson, out on the beach there?
Okay.
Yeah, we're working out of there temporarily, so.
Oh, okay. So the one on Minnesota Avenue, like what's going on with that? Is it not?
It's temporarily closed, right? And until we're told otherwise, we're not allowed to work out of there.
Why? Did they say why?
That's just what higher ups told us because of some nonsense that's going on with the call center getting all kind of weird calls, but I'm really not sure. They hadn't told us any specifics other than work out R. Jackson till you told otherwise. So here we are.
All right. So what is this gonna be? Phone? What is this gonna be?
We can do phone. We can do in person. It's up to you. I can do it either way.
Well, I mean,
if you want to do it in person, we can sit down and kind of, get to know each other a little bit and get a copy of your 214, and that's the only thing they require. And then if you need any records, like say, and what he was just talking about on the release of information, what that does is it's specific and it's your information. So, VA keeps up with their stuff, we keep with our stuff, and they can't see what we're doing and vice versa. But say you need something for you're filing a disability claim or an increase for disability, then we have to get your authorization to release it to the Board of Veteran Appeals or whoever needs it, you know.
Yeah. No, I'm already complete and total, so we wouldn't have to have a problem with that. We don't.
Yeah, but if it's just between me and you and doing treatment and therapy, you know, they say we're supposed to have it, but it's really up to you. If you don't want to release anything, that's perfectly fine.
All right. So then Tuesday the 4th at 12, right?
Yeah, and just tell them you're there, and they give us a little office to use there till things settle down a little bit.
All right.
But you got my name. Let me give you my cell phone because that'll be probably the best way to get a hold of me. Let's see here. My 16-year-old's not here to help me, so I'm going to have to figure this out myself.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, I found it. I can't believe I found it the first time. Cell phone number that I don't have with me is 850 238 0547.
0547?
238 0547. That's, yep.
All right. And it was
so
Brian.
If you need anything in the meantime, Brian Gray, G-R-A-Y, like day, Gray Day.
And then Brian with an I or a Y?
Hey, you got it. B-R-I-A-N. Yeah.
All right, man. That sounds good.
Well, good deal. Like I said, if you need anything, I'm usually here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then 8 in the morning until 7 in the evening on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Friday till 4:30.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
All right, man. See you then.
Yep, bye.
Since this phone call, we have confirmed with multiple sources, including the top regional director of the vet centers, that having the complete social is not required to receive services from the vet center. They just need proof of service, like a VA health card as Mike was initially told, and to look over the DD-214 to confirm that the veteran meets the requirements. There is no need for the veteran to relinquish their DD-214 or the full Social Security number. A few days after this call, on the 29th, we received Aislynn's and September's police statements and discovered that they were claiming to have received PII without a release of information, ROI, from the VA Health Administration. Remember, the two entities are separate, though connected, and are not allowed to share info without a ROI. We found out from the patient advocate, Heather Kennedy, that someone from the vet clinic was trying to put a disruptive behavior report into Mike's medical records, but needed more information to do so. So they needed a release of information and Mike's full Social Security number in order to access his records and flag his records with a DBR. Could this be an attempt to make their actions look better on paper? Mike had already told Staebell that he would not sign such a release while September Sims was still employed with the vet center. Note, the release of information is not required to partake in services offered by the vet center. Tim Virgilio, the assistant regional director, had passed this issue up to his boss, Joseph Dudley, so Mike called and left him a message. Mike received a call from Mr. Dudley, the regional director, on Monday, April 3rd, the day before the scheduled appointment with Brian. Mr. Dudley wanted to have a private, candid conversation with Mike. The two made a gentleman's agreement that we would not release the recording, but would still report some of what was discussed. While we and Mr. Dudley understand that we are within our rights to release any audio recordings made of a government official acting in their official capacity, we will honor the agreement. Mr. Dudley was apologetic and seemed genuinely disturbed by how Mike had been treated. They discussed the importance of equal access and non-discrimination. Mr. Dudley assured Mike that simply showing Brian his DD-214, allowing Brian to confirm deployments, and redacting all but the last 4 digits of Mike's Social Security number would meet the requirements necessary for enrolling in the vet centers. He also agreed that we the people have the right to record government workers in the course of their duties, and that a person, veteran or not, is completely within their rights to sit peacefully in a vet center public lobby and record. He even said he would make sure that the centers under him would be reminded of this fact. Remember Mike's request to Heather?
I mean, is there anything we can do to make it more comfortable for you when you come to your appointment?
Yeah. I mean, I guess try to tell them not to call the police and not to take my assistive technology and to treat me like a normal human being.
He made a similar request of Mr. Dudley. Mr. Dudley said he would be reaching out to the Bay County Vet Center to help ensure things went smoothly, and to make sure that they understood that Mike was going to let them view his DD-214 and provide only the last 4 of his Social Security number. Unfortunately, things did not go as hoped the following day at the appointment. There was a minor improvement. No one stole Mike's assistive devices this time. so there is that. But just as we had feared, the appointment turned out to be an ambush. It seems as though the Bay County Vet Center staff worked really hard to figure out a way to pin disruptive behavior on the most peaceful man I know. Mike arrived at the appointment, on April 4th, 2023, a little before noon. The person that was going to accompany him had a family emergency and didn't make it, so Mike headed in alone. Mike accidentally went into the wrong office, but was greeted by some pleasant, professional people who helped him get to the right part of the building. Notice, they are not wearing masks. And yet...
Oh, hello.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here for an appointment.
I think you're here for the VA clinic?
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go this way. You're real close.
Okay. Is there other... This isn't the VA?
You're right here.
Okay.
2 more steps.
There's other offices other than the VA here?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
That's okay. You're right here now. I'm going to get the door for you. Okay?
All right.
Now you're going in the door and they'll help you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, see ya.
How you doing today?
All right. How are you?
All right. I can get you to put a mask on, sir? So you haven't set then for the 10
What's that?
o'clock on May 5th. Can I get you to put a mask on, sir? It's required in the clinic.
Oh, no. Who are you?
I'm the security officer here.
Okay. What's your name?
You don't need to know my name, sir.
Okay. I don't want to talk to you then.
All right. Well, you have 2 choices, sir. Either put a mask on or you need to leave. Whatever you decide, that's up to you. I'm just telling you what's required in the clinic here.
Give me 1 second, okay?
You have a Section 504 coordinator? Disability coordinator?
I do not, sir. You've already asked that many times, and you already know the answer.
I just started talking to you.
I understand it, sir, but I was at the other building when you were talking to them, and they were telling you the same answer I'm telling you now.
All right.
So, as I said, you have 2 choices.
Do you have a phone that you can get a visual interpreter for me?
I do not, sir.
You don't have a phone?
I have a phone, but I have nothing that hook up to what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's a free download. You can get an app called Aira, A-I-R-A, and then you can get a visual interpreter to describe you to me so I know if you are security or not. Because right now you're just some guy that walked up to me.
Absolutely, sir.
Okay.
I am a guy, and I'm the guy that's telling you either put a mask on or leave. You have 2 choices.
So you're not going to identify yourself to me?
I already told you who I was.
No, you haven't. I can't see you. I'm blind.
I understand, sir.
Okay, so since I can't see you, all I have to go by is a voice saying I'm security. You won't tell me your name.
I will
and you
tell
won't,
you my name,
you won't get
sir.
me a visual interpreter to
It's-
confirm that you are in uniform or that you are,
Sir,
from a company.
Sir,
or,
we don't need to go through this.
Right, we don't.
My
I'm
name
here for an
is
appointment.
Officer Angermeier, and I'm asking you to please put a mask on.
Angermeier with what organization?
I'm with the security system for the VA, sir.
All right, is that what it's called? Security system?
No, sir.
What's the name?
We work for CAS.
What's that?
The Culpepper Associate Security Systems.
Okay. Will you contact them?
No, sir. I will not contact
Get a
them.
supervisor, please?
No, sir.
Okay.
I will contact a police officer if you want me to.
No, I don't want you to.
All right. Then, again,
I'm here for an appointment.
I understand, sir. I need you to put a mask on.
No, you don't.
Yep, I'm telling you to put a mask on. All right. No problem, sir. I'll get a police officer. You have a choice and you declined it, and I'm telling you.
Somebody here at the desk?
I'll be with you in 1 moment.
All right. Open YouTube.
Why is this security guard acting this way? Why is he talking to Mike at all? There is someone behind the counter that can help Mike get checked in. No need for a security guard to butt in, let alone make threats, especially without even trying to identify himself to Mike. Wait. I found him. The last time Mike visited the main Panama City VA campus, not this location, was February 18th, 2022, when he was barred from entering and kept in the breezeway. Mr. Angermeier was there, over a year ago. Interestingly, That was the most recent VA-related video we had on the channel prior to September Sims committing her crimes. The reason they didn't let Mike enter last year was because they chose to discriminate against Mike due to his inability to tolerate a mask, and their unwillingness to get any medical personnel to review his medical exemption. This video's on the channel. The following information is not on the channel. Well, it is now. On November 15th, 2022, Mike visited the satellite location, the West Clinic where this vet center appointment was scheduled, and completed the scheduled appointment without incident. They did not try to get Mike to wear a mask or punish him for not.
Are you checking in?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your last name? What's your last name, hon? Thank you. Have a seat. We'll get you checked in, okay? Oh my Lord, look at all these things. She said thank you for your attendance.
How you doing?
Hi.
Head in here.
Okay.
And then there is a chair. If you keep going forward. Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
I did not upload the videos of that appointment, so without access to Mike's medical records, the vet center wouldn't know this bit of history. If the staff was unable to access Mike's full medical records, since he did not give them an ROI or his full social, is it within the realm of possibility that they went to this YouTube page and did a little digging? Perhaps they found the discrimination from February of 2022 and thought they'd be in the clear to emulate that behavior. Anything to disrupt service and try to pin it on the blind guy, right? I hope I'm wrong, but the way this has played out so far is not encouraging.
Somebody here at the desk?
I'll be with you in one moment.
All right.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. Sorry about your hold.
Yeah, I'm here for the vet center.
Vet center.
Yeah, I got an appointment with Brian Gray.
Brian? Okay.
Yeah.
You can have a seat, and I will let him know that you've arrived, okay?
All right, thank you.
Said Brian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is off to an awful start. Mike went live to YouTube for his safety and to get witnesses present for what was going on. Sorry for poor video framing. Mike was focused on the threats and didn't realize that the live stream was down and the GoPro wasn't positioned well for video. I puzzled together the audio and video from what I had to give you the clearest record of what transpired.
And then he said he was going to go call the police.
Sir, I'm going to give you an option to wear a face shield if you don't want to wear a mask.
What's that?
A face shield or a mask, whatever one you decide.
No, I can't because of a disability.
What has your disability got to do with the face mask? I understand the mask itself, but the face shield doesn't cover any of your nostrils or any of that stuff up.
Right. But I navigate by sound.
I understand. And this blocks your sound? Is that what
Yes.
you're saying to me?
The face shield blocks the sound. Not only
Okay.
does it change the sound profile as sound comes to your ears, like it reflects off the shield, but it also reflects my sound from my breathing, from my speech, and so it washes out my ability to navigate and know what's going on around me.
All right, we're going to let it go for right now.
Okay.
But we need to see about something here.
Yeah, I'm happy to meet with Brian outside or wherever. I don't have to be in this building.
Yeah.
Is that who he's seeing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if we want to sit outside, so we're not in your building with your rules.
Sir, go ahead and sit down there.
Yeah.
Are you able to locate a chair? It's right in front of you, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks. All right, that was the same voice. No, I'm not okay, Shanna.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
I'm Brian with Vet Center.
Hey, Brian.
You doing okay?
Been better.
I hear you.
Don't
You know how
like.
the policy is?
No, I don't.
Which one would you like?
What do you mean?
You got to wear one of these.
One of what?
A mask or a face shield.
Oh no, I can't wear either.
Okay, well, that's VA policy. I
Okay.
can't help VA policy.
All right. Will you meet with me outside then? So we're not.
I can't. We're not allowed to do that
Why that? Why is that?
because we're not allowed to meet in the parking lot. That's outside the VA facility. I mean, I'm happy to work with you, but we
But
gotta-
it doesn't sound like you are happy to work with me. That you're not. You're not actually making accommodations for me.
I'm not making accommodations because I'm not VA policy. VA
Uh-huh.
policy specifies that
Okay.
everybody has a mask or
You guys don't have that at the vet center.
we do.
No. Nobody was wearing a mask at the vet center. Nobody told me anything about a mask at the vet center. What's that?
You want to wear one of these?
One of what?
This.
Mike is blind.
This is VA policy. You have to wear one of these. I can't override VA policy. Do you want to wear one of these? Yes or no?
When you say one of these, what are you talking about?
Okay. You're going to have to leave unless you wear a mask or a face shield. That's all there is to it. I don't control VA policy. I don't make it.
So you're Brian Gray with the vet center?
That's good.
Okay. And you're refusing me care.
Well, I'm enforcing VA policy because that's what I was told to do.
Okay.
Because that's what I was told to do.
Okay. But what VA policy? Will you get the policy for me?
That is VA policy.
Will you get me the policy?
I don't have it.
You don't have it? Can somebody get me the policy?
He's telling me that you can decline different services.
Okay. And, okay. You cannot come any further unless you wear a mask or a face shield. Because that's VA policy. Everybody is treated the same.
Will you give me the copy of the policy?
I don't have a copy of that policy.
Okay. So have you seen the policy yourself?
I have.
And you're aware that there's exemptions for medical reasons?
This facility does not have that exemption. No.
Well, it's required to. It's federal law. So like this facility doesn't work outside of federal law. It actually doesn't.
That's the end of the conversation.
There's no federal law that says that there
You have
is
the
requirement for a
option,
face
if
shield.
he wants to call you, he can do that. but he
We
has
can
to
do
leave.
it over
Can you do it over the phone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you have to have a copy of DD-214. Do you have a copy of DD-214?
Yeah.
Okay. I
You
mean, a
wanna
copy of
look at it?
DD-214, you can give me a call. We can, definitely.
Did Joseph Dudley talk to you guys yesterday?
I have no knowledge.
Do you know who Joseph Dudley is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. He said he was going to call you guys and make sure that.
Talk to you about all that. That's beyond my pay grade.
Well, it has to do with my DD-214. That's why.
Yeah, it's required. And but matter of fact, it's the only one, actually.
Yeah, he said that he was going to talk to you guys and make sure that you guys know that I'm bringing in a DD-214 with my full social redacted. So I'll let you look at it.
Okay, I'll go make a copy, but
No, I'm not going to let you make a copy, but you can look at it.
no, unless I can make a copy, you cannot be a client of the vet center
Why is that?
because that's required.
Okay, can you give me that policy?
No, my supervisor, Mr. Dudley himself, told you that.
Who?
Mr. Dudley himself told you that.
No, he didn't. He said,
Are you going to give me a copy of that DD-214?
I have a copy. I have a copy that you can look at.
No,
And
I need a copy
confirm
for
that I meet the
Okay.
requirements for service.
No, I need a copy of that for your records.
No, he didn't say anything about providing a copy.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not. Okay, yeah, there is no argument. Like, I'm just following your guys' guidelines.
He needs to leave. He's not following this policy, and he's not going to give me a copy of the 214, so we're done.
Okay.
Unless you provide me a copy of DD-214.
This is a copy.
No, one for our records.
He didn't say anything about giving you a copy.
We're done.
He said all I had to do is show you guys.
You need to exit the facility.
This is what I was told by your
No,
director
every
of the District 2
every
over
vet
all the
that
vet centers.
Services from the vet center is required to provide us a copy of that.
And I provided it. I'm providing it right now.
No.
You can look at it. He said all you have to do is confirm that I've been in the combat theaters that are required for service.
It is.
So you can see, I think there's.
I'm not going to show them.
You're not going to look at this? Why?
Unless you provide a copy, you cannot.
I'm providing it right now.
You cannot be a patient of the vet center.
What's your last name?
So you're refusing me service.
I'm enforcing policy. Every vet must provide a
Okay,
copy.
will you give me that policy?
No.
Why?
Yes, sir. And I'm not consenting to any kind of photograph.
It doesn't matter. You're a public employee.
It doesn't matter. There's other vets in here you can't film.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot.
Okay, clearly, you guys haven't learned.
Clearly, you need to exit the facility.
You haven't learned the law. You haven't learned how to treat veterans with respect. You haven't learned how to do your job.
Unless you provide a copy.
So I'm providing it right now. Are you refusing?
He needs to make a copy of it.
Okay, can you provide the policy that says you need to make a copy? Because I spoke to your director over all of the vet centers for the southeastern part of the United States of America yesterday. His name is Joseph Dudley. He said I have to just bring it in and show you guys how I've been in combat theaters, and that would make sure that I'm qualified to receive services. You can look at it. It takes 5 seconds to look at it and see I've been in those theaters. and that would meet the requirement. That's what your guys' chief director said yesterday on the phone. So you're not even going to look at that for 5 seconds to confirm that.
Tried reaching out to you. Is that what you're calling?
Mr. Gray.
Or did you speak with her already?
You still here?
Yes.
You just said I'm not going to be on a YouTube video. Crazy town, banana pants. Think they're coming? Are they done? Do you know what other offices are in this building other than the VA?
Any other officers?
No, what other offices?
Offices?
Yeah.
I think the U.S. Customs is across the hall.
Uh-huh.
And then there's, I believe, like a realtor. That's
Like a private company?
private company in here
Okay.
as well, yeah.
All right. All right. Thanks, man.
By the way, if you make a big scene and cause a disturbance every time a person enters the lobby of your place of employment, the person who walked in is not the one exhibiting disruptive behavior.
This is not the United States. This is some kind of third world country totalitarian regime. You want me to lift on the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Mike walked back into the building to assist an elderly couple who were having some
I'll go get that
difficulty
other door.
getting in the building. In the very short amount of time he was in there, he was approached by an officer from the Panama City Beach Police Department.
This one I think is a bigger door. Be good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Elbow.
Thank you. What's going on, boss? Officer Lancaster, BPD, how you doing?
What's that?
Officer Lancaster, BPD, how you doing?
You're with what?
Panama City Beach Police Department.
Okay.
How you doing today?
Been better, man.
Yeah?
Do you have a way
What's
to
going
can you get Ira for me to identify you?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a smartphone?
A smartphone?
Yeah.
Not on me at the moment.
Okay. Can you get one?
Going on? What do you need from it?
Well, you're saying you're police, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I just want to be able to identify that you are police.
Okay. Well,
So if you get a smartphone, you can download. It's an app called Aira, AIRA.
Aira?
Yeah, and
Okay.
you can make a visual interpreter call for free.
Right.
And a visual interpreter will be able to identify, like, describe you and tell me if you're wearing a badge and all that stuff.
No, but where you staying at?
So until you can do that, identify yourself to me that you are police, then I don't want to talk to you. All right.
Well, all I'm here is because apparently they're holding a sign up in front of the VA and they have a bit of an issue with it, and they've asked me to ask you to leave the premises, which I'm asking you to leave the premises.
Why would you stop someone from leaving only to try to order them to leave? Because you're a tyrant.
Okay, so again, will you identify yourself to me that I can
I'm
identify?
Officer Lancaster.
Right, I'm
Penn
blind,
Police
so I
Department.
can't see you.
Badge number 37.
Will you get a visual interpreter for me so that I can? I've already talked to your chief about this.
Okay.
So if you want to call him or call somebody and say, hey,
Okay. Well, I don't feel comfortable downloading unknown programs
cool.
onto my
Talk to a
phone,
supervisor and then come talk to me. All right.
Okay. Well.
Until then, like I don't know that you're a cop. All right.
I understand. Well, like I said, I am asking you to leave the premises.
By what authority?
By the Panama City Beach Police Department.
And this is this is what property right here?
Can we go ahead and step outside, please?
What this is VA? This is VA property, right? This is federal property.
Actually, there are multiple different
Right.
properties
Exactly.
here, okay?
Yes.
There's the Truland Homes. There's the property management for Tropic PC Marina
Right.
Lakes. So it's
Yeah.
not just the VA.
Right.
Okay?
Right. So you guys don't have jurisdiction here.
Outside.
Well, you guys don't have jurisdiction, right?
No, we don't.
No. Do you have a memorandum of understanding with the federal police to be able to do any kind of trespass or any kind of law enforcement jurisdiction or law enforcement work here on the federal property? I'm guessing you don't. Like, I mean, if you can't even identify yourself.
What's your name, sir?
I'm not gonna. Why would I identify to you when you haven't identified to me?
What's that?
I'm not gonna identify to you. You haven't identified to me.
I have identified myself.
I'm blind.
Officer
I
Lancaster.
can't see you. Anybody can come up to me and say, I'm Officer such and such with Beach Police, right?
Okay.
I need a visual
I'm just
interpreter.
asking you your name.
I need a visual interpreter to tell me who you are. Like, can describe what you're wearing. Are you in a uniform?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A visual interpreter will be able
Blue
to.
uniform badge. No,
Why? Again, I'm not trusting you, man. I need a visual interpreter, a third person.
Get one of the
If I was deaf and asked for a sign language interpreter, how would you get me one of those?
There is ASL sign language
Right.
interpreter.
Okay. How would you do that process to get me a sign language interpreter?
Well, if I was deaf, I would contact another officer.
Okay.
All right.
Well, can you do that? Can you do that same process and get me a visual interpreter? All right. Until then, I don't want to talk to you.
So, not only did the vet center again deny Mike service, they again called the local police to respond to federal property. And again, local police responded to harass an innocent victim. Mike left the building to avoid being attacked or thrown in a cage and continued to peacefully protest in front of the building. Many of you made phone calls trying to get someone to step in and help Mike. Unfortunately, the people who could actually do something were unavailable. At least one of you called the police department and were told that a supervisor was on the way. No supervisor ever spoke to Mike, but finally the officer, with no name badge, left. However, the officer just couldn't resist issuing one last directive.
So, I do have to ask that you not walk in the rose garden or flower beds or whichever the bush is. Stay on the hard part. Other than that, have a nice day, sir.
Stick around us together. We continue shining the light of accountability and pushing back the darkness.
Thanks for watching. De Oppresso Liber.